I mean, ladies and gentlemen, it's just passion. It's just passion. I mean, I'm not here to give you 30-minute games, so we're here with another lineup. I'm not the host, though, so we might have a little bit of technical difficulties. The right side will be Obey, the left will be Void. Two teams I love to watch, but without further ado, without me wasting your time, let's take a look at where we are gonna see the battlefield. We head on to the battlefield of Nighthaven Labs, where two teams that definitely know where they're doing will face off. Will be so fun to watch. We just watched BTA 7-1, and now the next will be on a map that might not be BTA. I'm excited to see how it'll play out, and you guys should be too. Azami taking the ban, and this might be a much more competitive game, as these teams genuinely know what they're trying to ban. Crazy, though. I might as well just be Obey's personal caster at this point, because this is the 4th time in a row I've casted them. The proxies reset. We are live and we are happy to be back. Now, I mean, the first game was quite interesting. Hopefully, it'll be a bit better than this, as now we see two teams that have a prestigious reputation in the console scene, and hopefully they will be able to face off. I sadly don't have the lineups for you today, but you can see them on your screen right here and right now. Monk, Gumbo, Bar, Snoozy, and Andy, the common 5, lining up alongside Trip, Sting, EP, which is new, and so is Lick. I haven't seen those two names. And the last, the Irish. Mira will be used here, as Obey will be granted Nighthaven defense first. I mean, absolutely gorgeous to be able to do that first. It's always so fun to be able to play on this map when you get defense first. Attacking against a team that knows what they're doing is an absolute pain, but right now they will continue with their terror reign. I haven't seen them lose in a minute, though. I can't lie. We've seen a bunch of scares here for Obey, but they continue with their reign of terror always and forever. C4 makes it quite easy to find a tricky kill here with these mirrors, but right now, greater pastures for this Thermite, as he will open up the connector wall first and foremost, as he looks to try and address an easy kill here. Aggression from Snooze might be met here with either a shot to the face or a rewarding kill. High risk, high reward here, but he will seek refuge right back in sight. A minute burned off the clock, and so far only one wall for the attackers to display that effort. Breach gets denied. Selma's no connection and no joy, as they finally will open up, but in a little bit of an awkward situation. If I'm not mistaken, that is not vaultable, but Stingray, he doesn't take vault seriously. He'll get one easy kill after making that big ol' hole and finding 1 and 2, but it will be Andy to right back out of it and get that evened out. But Bars responds with one of his own, and now we see a big heroic play get shut down by two players that you know are going to be a pain to deal with throughout matches. Now, beautiful first round for either side, but it'll be Andy to be the obvious man with the heroics here. Aggression met with rewards. He takes the risks, and he always meets it with a reward, and now will fall. Vulcan confirms and makes sure of that ending. 2-on-2. Below 90 seconds left on the clock, and now they have to be able to address either side with caution, as now Ace, you are below or right on the line of 50 HP. You need to be careful here, especially when you have Gumbo, one of the most aggressive players I see on this team, looking to find your head. But now, split up here as two bodies look to try and address, but now the camera puts you in a horrible spot. C4 somehow doesn't connect with the girl that is the size of Saturn, and somehow below a minute left, and we still see a 2-on-2. Frag grenade, almost an easy kill here, but Irish and Trippin are just not on the same page. The Deagle one tap. Who is this guy? John Wick, as he'll fall. And now looking for the finish, the pre-fire of doom as he switches right back to the Deagle. And who is this guy? Get him in a movie right now as it becomes a problem. He finds 1 and 2 with the Deagle, and that'll be round 4. Obey. Jesus Christ, who is this guy? Huh. Quite an interesting round. I didn't expect Barsh to whip out the old Deagle. But that's what happened, and that'll be what took care of the round. 2 men to take care of 5 bodies, and that'll be Obey for their first. What's new for them to get a first round? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, my expectations are so very high. I mean, if you can tell that I'm racing to get to the next point, well, I mean, I am. I'm very excited to be here right now because I just casted a 7-1 consulate game. Back-to-back is a different type of passion, but, I mean, what does passion leave you with if we see another BTA? Hopefully VoID, though. They're not a team that likes to take BTA, and they know what they're doing. They play together, but right now, there's some things that need to be cranked out. The coordination, we saw in the electrical window, Gridlock was trying to push out. The frag allowed Bars to rotate to behind the generator, but we just watched him run by that window that was completely opened, and Irish and Trippin had no response for that. Teamwork, it needs to be polished. It's only a BO1. We've talked about this before. These points need to be cranked out early and now. Clear out the fundamentals in the group stages before you have to go into playoffs or a late playoff stage where you still have so many issues unaddressed. First blood now looking to go in the favor of Obey, but instantly refragged as Andy makes Irish meet his maker. You'll take care of my player, I'll take your face off is the narrative, and now he will be left to address the very wide open garage all by himself. One-man army upstairs, and if you see the way he'd play, you would think he's 30, and he continues to play a ring around the rosy with Trip and Twinkle Toes, but now you have Jackal playing Overwatch. They look to try and take care of the bodies, but right now, aggression is just met with fatality as Andy takes care of the next body. One man to take care of. You guys are all playing bullet ballet with his gun, but he is only looking for headshots as he looks to try to continue and capitalize. Jackal track only left for 1 ping. Snooze below 100 HP. Needs to rotate off. Andy finally falling. And now this is a perfect time for you, Snooze, to get the hell out of this corner. Left at level. Smokes being used now, being a problem. You need to be able to try and find a refrag, but the transfer of the robot is going to be used in a perfect situation for Gojo to be able to rat out and get a quick, easy kill. Looking to find the second, but can't quite do it. Twitch loses some health, goes down to around 60 HP, but Kit loose now, leaving 90 seconds left on the clock, right back at level. We saw a similar situation to this last round, and I just wonder if VoID can manage to reel it back in and be able to push for that win this time around. They look to address that. Robot's completely gone. You've finally broken it, but Snooze is nice and comfy back in this site here. Has 100 of his HP in the pocket and plenty of utility to be able to show. Capcan, though. We're not checking corners, and Monk is going to deal damage from the grave as now Lick goes down to 50 HP, and being the case carrier makes that a big, big problem. They look to try and address the site. Now, the question is, are you going to be able to do it in a timely fashion? You have 30 seconds left on the clock and absolutely nothing to show for it. You're continuing to look for the roamers, but buddy, they're in sight. They're waiting for you to make those mistakes, and you currently continue to make these mistakes by allowing them to take their sweet old time. That Goyo is going to burn until the end of the round. That one is as well. These Vulcan canisters are going to rain terror, and the health is going to make that a big problem. Leaving only the tunnel to address. One body drops, and now it'll just be Lick left in a 1v2 situation where he just needs to try and find a pick here, eating the flames and eating the bullets from an MP7 to make it 2 for Obey, and making matters even worse as they'll now head on to the first floor. The question is, what site will it be? a quite interesting play here. I mean, no heroics yet from Obey. They'll just continue to play off of each other in the terms of aggression here. They continue to slow it down at times, and then out of nowhere, they hit you with that burst of aggression you just never expect, and it's what makes them such a dangerous team. It's not even these core five. They have so many other subs that can manage to make matters worse for another team. But as of now, as it stands, 0-2 is the name of the game. They won yesterday. They're looking to win today as they continue to look like that team you just don't want to mess with. That mid-floor control is going to be the name of the game. Kitchen is that risky site you really don't want to dance with. It's very, very risky to be able to try to play that as a team, but now looks like they're playing it safe. And now they are not going to be sorry for it because they play it safe in terms of the site setup, but the aggression they have is absolutely beautiful. First gunfight of the game looks to be Sting onto Andy. Two players that are powerhouses for either of their teams, but now the question is, can they be able to try and find it? Look to make matters worse for each other. They look to try to find something, but now the main problem for VoID is they take their sweet old time, but with no response for it. I mean, you take your sweet old time, but where does it get you is the question. Andy continuing to just be a problem for anybody who walks into his path. A minute burned off the clock, and they don't even have their soft breacher with the boots on the ground yet. No ram, only going to be a sledge here, which is even more risky in the terms of verticality. Valk wasn't banned, and you're going to have to deal with that problem, but Lick opens it up. That's first blood, and now, can you guys build on that? The answer is no, as now SZIIZR'S will take off your face and makes matters worse for your hold. Looking to try and get aggressive with the C4. As of now, it still will become a problem as Stingray just avoids meeting his maker with a second. And what the hell is this? He was hiding in the pocket. I've never seen that before. A kill to even it out sight now is going to be open season for Irish as he makes it his playground. That'll be 2 for him as he continues to use that L8 for good measure, but SZIIZR'S says no and continues to make matters worse. Vigil falls, triple kill for Irish, one man standing, and it'll be SZIIZR'S left upstairs all by himself. It'll be the one man in cargo to carry the case, and that diffuser needs to go down because SZIIZR'S is not going to give you a chance to allow you to make that mistake. You make that chance, you make that play, but make no mistake, he will take off your face if you give him the opportunity. 40 seconds left on the clock, and that plant will go down. Verticality non-established yet, but Sledge now having to try and address it. They're making the rotate. They're trying to play it out here, but that exothermic baits him perfectly, and that'll be a round in the favor of VoID. They've woken up, they've gotten it, they've closed out that deficit, just one. Command, the next name of the game. It's been 3 since they've won upstairs, so they'll be allowed to use it again. Now, if it goes the same way we've seen previously, we might be seeing a little bit of a problem here for VoID. Now, that round was looking much more uniform, and the question is, can they continue to try and push that narrative on the sites that are harder to attack? But only that answer lies in this current round. Now, as I try to find words for how this game is turning out to be, the only term I find myself with is interesting. I mean, Obey a very historically aggressive team versus off VoID, which is a team that I like to think is very mechanically gifted. They take their time, they execute, and off of that, they look to make something happen. But so far, we're not seeing that. I mean, the coordination we're seeing, the windows, the external play is just not there. But again, you can credit them where credit is due because Leg has managed to find 2 first picks that have continued to put his team ahead. That'll be a body drop here for Obey, as an easy refrag could have brought something in here for Obey, but it couldn't and it didn't, as now a 5v4 will remain that same way as everything calms down. Drones rain in, utility looking to get fried here, and the defenders now have to be weary of the operators that are on board. Take off, my buddy, it is hot as hell. Stingray doubling that differential and making it 2, but it'll be Monk to close out the deficit. 1 body to respond for now. The question is, how aggressive are you willing to go to be able to find this reef? Damn, it is hot in here. Stingray looking to address. We'll use that Claymore for safe measures in case somebody decides to swing him, but he has a Volcan sitting right between him and entering, and now you guys need to try and evaluate what your most important task is. Clearing the mirror. Is it finding a body? Is it taking care of business so you don't get your head chopped off? But right now, it looks like P4 will deny access. Ace looking to try to get lucky here, but not a single bullet landed on the man sitting close on the rafters. Now, Bars left all by himself here in this area. And if you can find a refrag onto IT, this is going to be a level situation with under 90 seconds left. That'll make the attackers panic. It becomes a problem when it's left at level and you have so much left to do here. Ace looking for my grandma and will fall. Bars for 1, finds the second with that 1 tap, and you're gonna go insane as you find the 3rd. That's Bars to go absolutely nuclear for 3 kills. That has definitely confirmed it for his team as he now can relax. Job well done, as there's a minute left and 1 man left outside the breach is all that will show for the team of VoID. EP looking to rein it back in here, but it'll be a game of what you can do. A little bit of whack-a-mole here. Red Pings continue to go through the Deagle in his hands, and I think he's more lethal and clinical with that Deagle, but he wants to save his body, and understandable. You just need to play your time. You both have 100 HP. You both have the ability to raid and reap what you sow, but right now, Bars looks to continue and make matters worse as he continues to deal damage. Deagle is just something that he loves to use. I mean, he just takes it out for a spin every single time. EP looks to get aggressive. The W keys into the site here, looking to walk in, manages to find the 1, almost the 2nd. That would have been a great clutch, but just no bueno. As now, VoID, was he looking to stim him? VoID now grow that lead right back up to 2, just thanks to 1 man by the name of Bars. Who am I watching? Bars or Bolo? They both start with B, and it's pretty similar in my opinion. Beautiful shots here to be able to rein it back in for his team. They destroyed them in that IT push. It was looking so safe, but who is watching the cross for the ace? I mean, you can't blame him. There's 3 of you grouped up in that area. Not a single one is watching the cross. I mean, it becomes a problem you need to address, but that problem is going to need to be addressed while you remain on attack. You have 2 rounds to get it right and try to close out this deficit that you have put yourself in. But hopefully, we don't see a 5-1 at halftime. We do very, 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 very agitated. We see 2 7-1s back to back. Now looking to approach the bottom half of the map. Breach opened, Galaz effective. Is this a rush plant? What's going on here? They look to stick it. Where is the response here for any player? They look to try to find the diffuser, but that plant is going to go down regardless. Gumbo falls to the glass. And now this is a post-plant situation of an attacker's dream. What just happened and how did they allow it to happen? You have verticality established and you've allowed this tomfoolery to occur. A refrag. Monk finds one, but it's too late. You have 30 seconds. The time is against you, and now you've become the attackers. The role's inverted. The track stinger's in the middle of the site, and now you continue to try to look to get aggressive here as EP finds 2 kills fed to him on a board. On now, it'll be tripping to end it out here. like cheese on a charcuterie board. They're all stationary, waiting for something to happen, and honestly, the way it ends up is they all get eaten. That'll be the difference closed out yet again to just one round, and that is a blunder for Obey that they need to be able to address here. You have the verticality. There was a C4 in the hand, and you even had a goddamn warden, and you managed to lose the gunfight to Glass. But round over, and one last run for the defense here in the favor of Obey. They'll take us to the basement site. Now, let's hope it was better than that last time around. They're currently 1 for 1 now. And we've been seeing an obvious aggression difference, but in terms of setups and plays, it's near even, in my opinion. I mean, both sides, they've had their flaws, and they've both capitalized on their possession. Managed to make themselves a 2-3. And now, I mean, I can't say anything yet because everything reveals itself after that half switch. I think this game is about endurance, and if we see Obey switch on to attack and they can continue with the level of aggression, then we will know that they are the better team. And if the narrative changes, if we move to a 3-3 and then Obey loses all the momentum, then we know that VoID will become the better team. It's all about a matter of time. Looking to make matters happen twice, looking to repeat history. Animus hatches closed, Glass on the board, breach open. They're doing it again, and the question is, where is the Mira? They are going for the thermite plant in the middle of the site here and somehow manages to win that gunfight. Another blunder here, 4v4 evened out here, but Snooze and Monk get themselves on the board. Volcans shred off all of the health in the hands of EP, and they look to continue and make matters worse. It's a spray and pray. Glass finds another, but it'll be 2 downs as we find ourselves in a 3v1 situation. History doesn't repeat itself twice, as now it'll be Irish left by himself in the depths of Animus with the case loose and a down in his hands to try to find something. A stim to try to get his teammate up. Andy, I mean, it's Andy. He looks to get more and more aggressive by the second. But as he will walk up, it'll be an easy stim here if Snoozy gets the hell out of his face, and now a 1v3 will be the name of the game as they try to bait out Irish into their crosshairs, but it'll be Snoozy to take matters into his own hands, take his face off, and now they've reestablished that dominance that they've had previously, as now we approach an attacking half of a 4-2 split. Obey, you have so much to continue and address, but it's more on the favor of VoID. You guys are making more mistakes, making it even better for you guys. You've managed to capitalize. You've capitalized upon the opportunities that have been presented to you, and currently, as it stands, there's still so much left to be done for either side. I mean, you just have one man who is an obvious standout for me. I mean, they all have very similar stats, the 3 players of Snoozy, Barse, and Andy. But I think Barse has been the most effective player here. He single-handedly won 2 rounds for his team. Andy, very aggressive, has dissected verticality multiple times. But he is still a menace to his team. The only thing he has against him is his aggression sometimes gets the better of him and puts him in a bad spot. Barse has been clinical. He's managed to find triple kills on Valk twice now. And that has been something that doesn't go unnoticed. First blood in the favor of Gumbo as he'll take care of the spawn picker. Jay no longer with us, and now that'll be a 4v5 in the favor of Obey. Looks like they fulfilled their prophecy. The aggression is remaining right there with no hopes of stepping down, and a smart approach to verticality here from Andy, but might almost meet his maker, but somehow managed to take Stingray down to below 50 HP here, and knowing the team of Obey, they'll bring a dog. VoID, not so much. C4 shot out the sky. 3 players lined up on IT, but it's Bolo to be able to take care of that C4. 3v5 left on the clock now, and now Now, that's a double now. Triple now. But refrag from EP reins it back in, but an instant refrag from Monk gets the job done. Flick looking to play Vert. One C4 kill and another from Trippin as it's now C4 Mania to take care of business. A 1v2, make it a 1v1, as now it will be who can win this gunfight. I thought Trippin had gone down, but that was just a lag spike. A 2v1 as they've now managed to reel it back in, and somehow you've been gifted 2 bodies up, and you've managed to throw that lead out the window. Obey fall, and it'll be Void to prosper and continue with that fighting chance. Quite an interesting lineup so far. I mean, it continues to go back and forth, and I mean, I'm thankful for that because it's a 7-1. Say it with me. Round of applause. But again, so much left to be done. I mean, it's agitating the fact that we're seeing so many mistakes from 2 teams that really know what they're doing. I mean, in a best out of 1 situation, you would think that they would prioritize getting everything done right the first time, but just not seen. As now we find ourselves in a 3-4 scoreline, 8 rounds in, and right now both teams have made such an equal amount of mistakes. We just need to see how the snowball forms. I mean, momentum has not been something that's been working. Yeah, we find a first pick in favor of Obey, but the question is, what have you found to build off of that? Because we found 3 bodies dropped to C4s in about 4 seconds. Irish looking to become an accountant in his spare time and just watching them cameras. 30 seconds in, and as of now, it looks like a full basement site is going to be the name of the game. No bandit tricking on Animus yet, just because of the Swiss cheese from the Maverick. One more electric shock remains in the hands of the man Trippin, and right now, as it seems, he's the only man in sight. As Goyo to come back down, they're trying to lock it down like Fort Knox, but you only have 1 guy there to be able to live up to that narrative. Full verticality here, but it'll be Andy to find first blood. Again, taking care of 1 person. Sting meeting his maker, and now it's opened up a gap that you could potentially try and make worse. 2 players knocking on the door of Util and Garage, and he'll take care of business. Blick goes down, and the question is, can you find this Scopos? As it becomes a 3v4, Obey have allowed themselves to pull up 2 people to the 1 sitting upstairs. The drone will take care of business, find 1 man, and all you have to make sure now is he doesn't find a kill before he goes out. But Animus addressed, Trippin down, and Jay left by himself at the site as he's the only alive member in that vicinity. AP still looking to try to make matters better for his team, but a little bit of a late reaction here. It took him about 5 years to react to that shock, as now it's Irish Jay to play ring around the rosy between this pillar, making it a 1v2 situation. So much left to do, but the question is, can they do it in a timely fashion? As these 2 players are so aggressive, you have to be mindful of your space and time. Looks like he is here for that task. So much to do here, but you've managed to try and reel it back in. You have done so much to get yourself in a 1v1 situation. You just need to put in that final nail in the coffin. This round has been electric, but the question is, does Irish have enough in his arsenal to be able to find it? Pros don't fake, he'll stick it. Volcan has not been popped correctly in the right amount of time, so Barch will close out the distance, and a pre-fire will take him out. Outplayed as he will continue and allow his team to build up that difference again. That'll be 2 rounds in the favor of Obey. I feel like a goddamn broken record the amount of times I've said that, but that clutch just almost in the hands of the team by the name of Void. But Obey, again, that aggression will come back to haunt you if you can't play into it. Tank and Assembly, the name of the game. We're going right back down to the basement as now Void find themselves 1 round shy of that match point. question is, can they fulfill what they've been trying to do? I mean, VoID, you guys just lock in for 2 rounds to put it at level. That's all you need to do. It's easier said than done once you're sitting behind the mic, but again, you see everything from the God's eye view. In my perspective, I can see what everybody's trying to do. This is a perfect film review. You guys need to realize that these are the moments you need to analyze. Yes, best out of one's report, but if you manage to lose, maybe you can take the learning factors from this game and apply it onto your next, and then your next, and then your next, and so on and so forth. So 3 to 5 is the name of the game. Still very realistic for a comeback here, but the question is, how bad does VoID really want? Yet again, they look to address, but right now, you know, Obey has the priorities of clearing first and then getting down to business direct on to the site. Verticality soon to be established, but again, it's just Lick. He's been lethal so far in terms of finding the first pick. Longevity, not there. As he manages to land a hipfire bullet, somehow doesn't fall, but becomes a problem. Because now you've been located, you're not below 50 HP, and you're going to have the full force of the attackers finding you. To make matters worse, he'll have Snooze to find a kill. 2 bodies now outside of sight. Make it 3, as now it'll be a 1-man army yet again. Trippin by himself. But if they look to continue and make matters worse for these attackers, you are only making this worse for yourselves. It is a defensive-sided map. Why not act like it? Irish manages to give his team a lifeline, but instantly traded right back out. The kid is loose, but doesn't really matter. 1 man upstairs, and if this mute falls, we're looking at a completely different narrative. Shotgun's not out. You haven't closed the distance, and now he knows exactly where you are. So an easy pre-fire through a very soft wall will take care of business, and now Trippin finds himself all by himself. Can't thread the needle yet on the man sitting close. Now Barstow down to 20 HP, but a game of Ring Around the Rosie will have him win the gunfight, and those are just blunders you cannot continue to allow and accept. Match point now is going to be the idea, as now they've managed to build up a 3-round advantage, and VoID are starting to fall short at every turn. Verticality gone. You've gotten the first pick, but what's there to be able to show us that you have the substance to be able to build upon that? Nothing. As now, VoID, you fall short, and Obey continue with the reign of terror days in a row. As we approach the potential last round, and I hope it's not, because this has been the longest game of the night. I've done 2, and I mean, it's not 7-1, so I'm happy, but 3-7 is not even better. It's not that much better. I want to see the VoID that we saw on their comeback rounds. I want to see the execution. I want to see the individual clutch factor coming into play here. You're seeing so much teamwork. You're seeing so many people try to play together that it actually backfires, because they're forgetting the main narrative of playing defense is to defend. We have 4 bodies upstairs. Why? In what world? I mean, if we're going for a Pro League strat and we're playing full verticality, it'll make sense, but you lost a body from it, a wild ace running around in storage with a Vigil playing on the 2nd floor. You're spreading out too much, and that becomes a problem. But as we focus onto the current events of this game, you'll have the mirror for the same idea of trying to trick this wall, and VoID need this round as their lifeline to try and come back. 4-6 is a very achievable comeback. Maverick looking to punish, but right now, his head would have been taken off his head if he had stayed there close. C4 just makes things easier for these attackers, as now the breach can get opened up. You see for his own electric shocks. Now, 1 more person remains with their C4, but Mira has completely given up the idea. But is that LeBron, as he lands a Hail Mary from a hell into that connector, taking care of Gumbo, but now the breach is soon to be opened as you've lost 2 C4s in a matter of 20 seconds. Make it 4, but again, how many times are we going to see C4 kills here? They continue to rain in every single time, and you need to rest snooze before this becomes a problem for you guys to try to bring back. I mean, just consistent aggression time after time. You'll have Monk playing to try and make matters better for your team. I mean, almost a blunder here, but they managed to reel it back in. A quick refrag, but they're left right back up at level as they found 2 for each one. Now, you'll have another man fall, and it's a 2v1 situation now. What was once a round just for Obey becomes match as Monk takes matters into his own hand, taking us to the end of the game and sadly the end of the stream. I mean, what more to say than GG's to Obey? They cranked out the issues. We talked about who would be there, who is more passionate, and right now that scoreline is to show you who that is. But, ladies and gentlemen, for the second time today, I have been your caster. I've been doing everything behind the screen today, so leave a follow if you did enjoy. My DMs on Twitter and Discord are always open for feedback. If you guys do think I should improve on something, I'm always open to anything. Have a great rest of your night. I'll see you guys in the next cast, and that's been 2 games from me today. So, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.